check it out. I have just finished creating the full documentation for the ultimate game plan, which it's all about how I created $1 million in a 4-year period of time, a 6-figure residual income, and for the first time ever, I'm documenting it in a special report, and I've just finished the first draft, and I want to show you how to get your hands on it. So come with me, check it out. Now, I'm in the basement of my in-laws because my wife and I, we're refugees. We've been evacuated because of a fire near our city. So I've been on this couch nonstop the last 2 days, and what I've done is I have just finished, this is seriously like magnum opus. Like, this document is short, it's 17 pages, but it literally reveals the entire strategy, how any person that, if you have money, if you have no money, if you've got good credit, if you've got no credit, 4 different strategies, all in one strategy of what someone does if they actually want to create wealth in real estate. This is hands down the best way of doing it. So check it out here. It is called the Ultimate Real Estate Game Plan. And I'm just going to warn you guys right now that I suck at spelling. My grammar's no good. So I've actually already sent it off to my team for graphics. But everything you're about to see here, it's like 15 years of experience, 3,500 deals, nearly $1 billion of real estate. And in the last 5 years, I've made my clients over $70 million. And now this is a report that I just want to give to everybody for free. So I'll show you at the end of this video how you can actually get your hands on it for free. It's about to get uploaded to my website. So come check this out. I just want to highlight a couple of things. First of all, the whole purpose of a real estate game plan means that whether you got money or don't, it's how do you go from nothing to millions. And so it's my proven strategy, it's specific action steps, and it's got massive track record. Now I'm just gonna skip a lot of this. I'm gonna show you a couple of things here. First of all, the first decade is all about how do you get your hands on one house and turn it into a pile of homes worth over $1 million. The second decade is how do you take $1 million and turn it into an empire, a legacy. I'm talking about the kind of money where you can fund any goal, any dream. And while this isn't get rich quick, it doesn't mean you can't make a lot of money in a short period of time. I increased my net worth $1.6 million starting from nothing in a 4.5-year period of time. So the year I graduated from college with a degree I was never going to use was the same year that I actually retired from my job with exactly what I'm showing you here. All right. I'm going to pause on this for a second because this is a really important element. People are always like, man, real estate is easy if you have money. And I use 2 strategies. I use 3% down payments on primary residences that take 5 to 10 grand. I got 20% down on conventional financing, 30 to 50 grand. Guys, that's normal real estate. But over here, I utilize partnerships and I utilize seller financing. That basically means it doesn't matter whether you have money or not. How do you do real estate? I just completed a $3 million deal without any money out of my pocket, leveraging actually a hybrid of those 2 systems right there. So why real estate? Because real estate is the largest commodity that you're ever going to touch, that the average person is ever going to buy. And if you can buy it advantageously, you're talking about big cash flows, big residuals, big equity. It's like it's like being a pirate that's like hunting for his treasure, and you go out and you find that treasure booty of $50,000 of equity in a deal, and it feels like you just buried up, like dug up some buried treasure. Now, check this out. This is the game plan right here. Let me explode this out for you. All right. You're going to have to excuse my sucky graphics. There are 4 steps to this game plan. The first one is you actually have to have the right strategy. Number 2 is you have to have the right deal. Then you have to have the right funding, and then you have to have the right accelerant. So the strategy, after testing 30 of the different most popular strategies, single family homes, bought short-term buy and hold strategy, minimum of 3-bedroom, 1-bath, purchase below the median. That right there is the strategy. It's single family homes. Now I'll tell you that this is going to beat out flipping. This is going to beat out wholesaling. This is going to beat out apartments and rentals. This is going to beat out just about everything. So you got to start by having the right strategy. Then you got to have the right deal. For me, right now, if you can get compounding ROI on 15% or more based on equity, cash flow, projected appreciation, and principal reduction, not to mention all the tax benefits, I mean, that right there, if every deal were to meet that criteria, you're going to become a millionaire very, very, very quickly, because 15% that compounds over 5 years basically means you double your money every 5 years. Now imagine buying a home and it doubles every 5 years. Well, if that works, and one's good, then why not buy 10? Well, if 10 homes double in 5 years, then you have 20. If 100 homes double in 5 years, then you have 200. This is the secret sauce right here. The right funding is what I was showing you earlier, that you've got to have a way of buying real estate. And two of my strategies are for those of you that have money, maybe in a 401k, IRA, annuity, home equity, even though you don't think about it as your money. But right here, I've got two of my absolute favorite no money down strategies. They work every single time. I mean, this week I'm buying half a dozen homes. I'm not using any money. I'm not using any credit. This stuff is real. And then the magic. I meet people that say, I want to go faster. The right accelerant says, how do you use these accelerants to multiply your portfolio? I have a hold and grow refinance strategy, a sell and grow 1031 exchange strategy, and then there's a way to package and partner that up. So those accelerants, when you actually read through this document and you actually see how they work, here's what it can mean. Check this out. My personal game plan for creating wealth. Let me just skip through here. I'm actually showing you some of my sample deals. Dude, look at this. This is a 19.84% ROI on this home at 4905 Noel Mission Drive in Memphis. Just got to show this off because I'm telling you right now, when you get 23 freaking percent ROI on Bighorn Drive in Indianapolis, a home I'm just doing. This is my cash flow market. This one is in Florida. Just got this home under contract. 19.99%. So by the way, I just want to tell you that when you can consistently do anything over 10% real estate, over time, you're gonna crush it. You hit 15%, it's huge. You hit 20%, and on some of my deals, I'm hitting 30%. But we're doing it on a national scale. I've got all these resources. In this document, I actually show you how you can actually have access to my team and my resources. But that's not what I was getting to. I show you how to put together your ROI, the tax strategies. Where is it? Where are you? Oh, I got to pause and just tell you this one. One of my 4 strategies has you actually turn the person that owns the home into the bank. So like, if I were to go to someone that's selling a home and lock it down for 150 grand and payments to them at 800 a month without me putting anything down, and I flip the paper to a tenant that comes into the home that says, I'll pay a minimum of 180 for it. I'll pay $1,100 a month, which is a $300 difference. And I'll put 5 grand down. Well, now you got your 30,000 of profits, you got your 300 a month cash flow, your $5,000 down payment, and in 3 years, that's $45,800 that you get paid for knowledge. $45,800 you get paid for knowing something. And on a deal like that, I could do that deal with probably 2, 3, maybe 4 hours, which means I'm gonna be earning between $10,000 and $20,000 an hour. So on the real estate I do, I average between $5,000 and $15,000 an hour on the money I make when I do deals with this system. That's when I say it's like the best system, that has allowed me, I mean, think about it. I built my dream home almost 12 years ago. Then I just moved my family into a way nicer dream home, been able to drive any car I want, travel around the world, just do some extraordinary things. All those things cost money. And, I really don't define myself by materialism of life, but for any of you that are thinking, wow, I'd like to actually, instead of financially struggling in life, I'd like to have some of the nicer things in life. You need to pick a career that works. And I'm telling you, real estate investing is something you can do on the side. And if you give it the right amount of time, it's not going to be overnight, but you give it some time and a few short years can turn into a tremendous amount of freedom. And for me, that's what it's all about, freedom. Now, this is kind of what it means. With the right accelerant, without the right accelerant, you would just have 1 home, 5 years later turn into 2 homes, 5 years later turn into 4. Or if you started with 3 homes without the accelerants, 3 becomes 6, becomes 12. But if you use all of these accelerants, 1 can become 5 and 5 can become 100. Here's what I wanted to get to. This that you're looking at, let me blow it up here. This is my personal game plan. This actually shows, you might want to pause and snapshot the screen because this is how I bought my first house with 5 grand. And I never needed money again because then I used the equity to buy my second one. Then I moved again from the equity on the first to buy the third. Then I brought in a partner that bought me my next properties, brought in 4 partners, and boom, I was buying a property every single month. And basically in my first year, I bought 1 home. My second year, I bought my second home. My third year, I bought, a handful more. And then I started buying them every single month. And 4.5 years later, I had 25 properties. I had my first 6-figure residual income. But that was my strategy. That doesn't mean you should buy a primary residence or that you should do conventional financing. There's 4 strategies, and here's now the really cool customization part, which is how do you, like, what do you actually do? So the final part of this document says, okay, if you got no money, this is what you should do. If you have a little amount of money, that's what you should do. And if you've saved up some money, 401ks, IRAs, home equity, this is what you should do. Anyway, this document, it's going to be called the Ultimate Real Estate Game Plan. It's going to be hitting my website shortly. And all you need to do is go to www.kriskrohn.com. You got to spell my name right. It's spelled weird, right? KRISKROHN. But if you go to kriskrohn.com, you're going to find that document and you can download it. It's 17 pages. And I'm telling you, if there's anything, I mean, I'm a best-selling author. I've written books. But I can tell you right now that I don't think I've ever put in this basement in the last 48 hours, I don't think I've ever taken more of the most valuable real estate in my head and compressed it into a more important document than this real estate game plan that basically you can download for free. I don't want anything in exchange right now. Sometimes, dude, I got asked the other day by a kid. He's 15 years old and he was getting some advice. He's like, dude, what should I do to get ready for when I can invest? And how do I set myself up? And he asked me like a dozen questions. He somehow got my email from Instagram or probably something. Anyway, and he asked me, he says, why do you mentor? And I thought, why do I mentor? It's fun. It's worked for me. And now I've created millionaires. I've helped people create financial independence. I've helped them go off of financial life support and get their life back. And that's a good feeling. You know, in the end, we want money, but we want money doing something valuable. We want money doing something that makes a difference for people. So I felt inspired. I got that bug a couple of days ago and I was like, oh my gosh, I know how to package in the shortest document possible, like some of my biggest wealth strategy secrets that have made such a difference for me, and I want you to have them. So go to kriskrohn.com. If they're not there, if you're just watching the video, I'm sure they're going to be there shortly. I'll also email you some additional tips and different things that I'm doing. I hope it'll be useful for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Listen, go out there and freaking crush it in your real estate. If you follow me because of real estate, don't read, don't listen, take action, and that document will absolutely give you your next brilliant step.